But it's not a BL. It just has a lot of
male
BL
strippers
boys in it.
It just has a lot of attractive
male BL
Men.
BL
BL boys.
that are strippers.
That is literally going to be the only reason we probably end up watching it. No, that's not going to be it.
Hey guys, welcome to LoveCast, the Boys Love Podcast. I'm your host Pixie, and with me are my co-hosts Alexa and Kayla.
Hey.
Hello.
And today we have our PA, Heather, with us again.
Yay.
Hi everyone, I'm back.
To popular demand.
Yeah, popular demand. Thanks, Andy. You're the MVP.
This is going to be our part 2 of our predictions. Before we jump into that, we are going to talk a little tea time. And today we got the news that, someone was being nasty on Earth, Big Earth's IG.
Sorry, I love that it's bigger.
Yeah, does everyone understand who Big Earth is?
Little Earth,
big
Middle
one.
Earth, and Big Earth.
Yes. Middle Earth, Lord of the Rings style.
Yes.
I forgot what it was called for a second there. A Tale of a Thousand Stars, Earth. That Earth.
GMMTV Earth.
Earth makes Earth.
So he posted some IG pictures of himself at someone's house, and some of the comments were, whose place is this? Like, in Thai, whose place? A lot of people. And someone commented, left the cat at the wet. That's the Norwegian. Left the cat at the wet, but went to sleep with at whose place. Okay. And Earth had to actually go in and comment here and say that 1, he left the cat there because it's sick. 2, at Fuin's place. 3, even if it's not Mix's place, am I not allowed to post? 4, I always respect other people, no matter who they are. 5, you should also respect me too. 6, to have manners and be respectful are required as a human being. Yeah. And some of the answers to that, if it's not Mix's place, am I not allowed to post? I never mentioned a third person. Why did you bring them in? You should have some manners and respect for them. You're someone that I'm following and paying attention to no matter what you do. You can always choose to not respond to my question. I don't forbid you from posting photos of other people's places beside Mix. And there are a lot of people asking, not just me. Thank you very much. This is so rude. And the last part is he answered, thank you for following and paying attention to me. There's nothing wrong with asking questions, but the question should come from a brain that had thought, analyzed, differentiated, and not deviated from reality. You should carefully consider if your comments on my IG have been through this process. Sorry if I might have upset you, whatever it was that I've done.
I love him.
I
love him.
The comment should come from a brain that has had a thought, maybe.
I died
and
when I
not
saw
deviated
that.
from reality. Like, pull back your delusion and let me live. Oh,
It's just
I mean,
him.
imagine if this was you, minding your own goddamn business, posting a picture from a place you're taking, like the lighting is good, you're with friends, you just want to take a picture, and you posted it to IG, and you get questions of, whose place are you at? Because those people know what your, like, acting partner's place look like.
It's weird.
Right.
And
so
it's
weird.
not the place you're in right now.
Yeah.
Ew! Stalker alert!
And then
Literally.
the entitlement that this person who's posted the comment, the entitlement that they have, and this entitlement of like ownership that they feel that they have, but then when they're questioned about it, they're like, oh, but you don't have to actually interact with me. It's fine. It's like, what if they were, like you said, stalking? What if they were literally following him on the street and then he turns around and goes, hey, can you not? And they're like, oh, you don't have to like acknowledge me. I'm just here.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like, first off, you're the one badgering him in his comment section.
Yeah.
So, and then it's like you get mad or you get upset whenever he gives you the response that you obviously wanted, or you wouldn't
You
be
asked
continuously commenting.
Yeah.
It's so hypocritical. They're basically like harassing him, and then when they get called out for it, they're like, why are you calling me out? I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
There's no rationale.
Yeah.
They want to become the victim.
The fact that they don't see anything wrong in their behavior, and then they turn it around on him the second he says something that says like, hey, you've overstepped, you're out of bounds. And they're like, oh, no, I'm not. You're the one that's
have to respond,
making this a thing.
Yeah, I'm
like
the bad guy for calling out fans who are being obnoxious.
And this happens like in different scenarios all the time. Like you see some actor posting a picture with some other guy or girl, and people are commenting for their ship partner to like tagging their ship partner, come and get your man.
Yeah, it's weird.
I fucking hate that.
It's weird.
So hate that. I mean, where are you coming from? These are people. They have like
real
lives,
relationships and friendships outside of their acting partner. Shocking. Like,
I am so glad Earth just went brutally for it.
Yeah.
Like, he should. And all these actors should say something if it's this bad. And it's starting to get worse and worse because a lot of companies haven't really addressed these. Like GMMTV aren't addressing this at all. They never do. They never say anything about anything. They should be protecting their actors, and they haven't said anything.
Like, they should take a leaf out of K-pop Space Book.
Yeah, and Wabi Sabi
like,
have been good.
Yeah, and like just put out a statement like Wabi Sabi and be like, hey,
we keep seeing
this is
these weird
overstepping.
comments, like,
you need to respect our actors, like, and you need to just respect your fellow human beings.
Yeah,
and think before you post.
Yeah. There should be consequences for this. Like, I remember when BTS started suing people who were defaming them online, and it was just like, good. Like, these were, half of them were like kids that were under 16, and they were like panicking because their parents would find out. But I'm like, why are you doing stuff that you're afraid your parents will find out in the first place?
Like,
obviously, it's not
they
good.
know they're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
They just didn't think they'd get caught.
Yeah, so there needs to be consequences for everything.
Exactly. People need to realize that just because you're saying something on the internet behind an anonymous ID or whatever doesn't mean that there's not consequences, and doesn't mean that you're not talking to real people. Like, you know, people get so caught up in the idea of their faves that they have, which they've only seen from their computer screen or their phone screen or whatever, and you know, you do something that breaks that delusion, and then you forget that they're real people, and then, you know, it's celebrities have to come in like Earth has and like remind people like, hey, this is reality, and you know, your thoughts about where I spend my time and who I spend my time with are not the reality, and you have no right to comment on things that you have no idea about, basically. Just so
like they're objectifying humans. Like they're not treating them like they're humans. You're objectifying people, and like how I don't get the rationale behind why like they think it's okay. But we should all speak up when stuff like this happens, and especially the people who it happens to, because
like you said, I think it is mostly younger fans who do this type of stuff. And I just like wish that they would keep in mind that their digital footprint is a thing. And like the things that they say online are going to stay with them forever, as long as they're in that fandom space and stuff like that. But I don't know, for all the people who are older who are like that, there's no excuse. I don't know.
You have no words.
They're a little bit
mentally unstable people are going to be everywhere, especially online. So you're not going to get like rid of them. But at the same time, if people don't speak up when stuff like this happen and just let it go, there's a problem. Yeah. We need to acknowledge that this behavior isn't okay.
Yeah. And I think that as older fans as well, we need to be very vocal about it, because there may be some younger fans in the fandom that don't understand why it's an issue and why they can't say certain things, or like what it means by taking a joke too far that it starts to become inappropriate. Yeah, and so I think that as older, sorry, you might see my cat soon. She's decided that she wants to be around here for the conversation. As older fans, I feel like we have a little bit of a responsibility as well to be very vocal about this and to really keep reiterating that, yes, they're celebrities, yes, we love them, but they're human beings and you need to respect your fellow human being.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Agreed. Yeah, we will be like talking more about like the toxicity of fandoms in later episodes this season, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, we can't be sitting here talking about this forever, because we will be sitting here for too long.
That will become this episode. And
So we're gonna jump right into our second part of our predictions. So where did we leave off last time?
Beats me.
We had gone through a lot of my list, and the last thing I had talked about on my list was I think we could start seeing a lot of historical tie BLs coming if I Feel You Linger in the Air does well. So I know we covered that last episode, and that was kind of the last non-wishful thinking point I had on my list.
I remember mentioning something about maybe more BLs in English. But that's the last point I have in my brain. Yeah, that was last season. That was like a month ago.
We've put last season behind us.
I do have some points that we did speak about, not all of them, but I've got a couple if you want me to go through them.
Go for it.
So more actors involved in BL production. So writers,
like me, insane
editors. Yes. Further variety. So not just our good old-fashioned engineering, medical, university BLs. More accessibility to Japanese BLs.
Yeah.
On official platforms, which I'm pretty sure was on Alexa's
that was on my list. Yes.
list. More idol actors in KBLs, specifically more well-known idol actors, like the actor from Pentagon.
I saw.
Yeah, that's exciting. And then 2022 is the year of season 2s. Yeah, so that's all that I've got.
Something just like, I think someone just dropped something in the kitchen in my apartment, but it freaked me out. Sorry.
You've got ghosts. You've got gambling ghosts.
They found me, guys.
Oh
no. But yeah, so that's what I've got from what we spoke about last episode.
Yeah. My list was pretty similar. I had more accessible Japanese BLs, Thailand moving away from engineering in uni, and then the historical BLs were like my main ones that I think are like guaranteed probably going to start happening this year.
Yeah. Can I just mention some news that I would never have predicted at all? We recently found out that there's coming out Thai BL from one of Jamie's novels.
Yes.
They are making a TV series out of hot Bamee and yummy gyo.
So someone had mentioned something about spicier BLs. I think that might have been Heather. I feel like this
Why was I so excited about that? But I have a list about my prediction of more spice in 2022.
And I feel like this novel fits that prediction very well.
You have no idea. I mean,
this
really?
was like, I don't know anything about this novel.
Okay, so Jamie wrote this novel to practice like steamy
writing sex scenes.
Yeah, basically. Ooh. Like she was like Ronnie, her translator, and her friends like to joke that they forced her into writing it. But it's very detailed, and it's very, one thing I like about it, like the sex writing is very realistic. Mm-hmm. So it's
that's good.
Yeah, there's no ice cubes or anything like weird stuff. Like she researched this.
Yeah,
she researched
yeah.
That is something.
Actually,
that
is a pet peeve.
Yeah, in our interview with her, she talked a lot about how much like actual research she does into research. I can say words. How much research she puts into things, and especially writing steamy scenes into making them actually realistic and not just something out of a 16-year-old's brain.
Yeah. And spoiler alert, she did the casting herself. And like, we don't know who the cast is. She won't tell me yet. She's not allowed.
You're trying to get it out of her.
Yeah, I've been trying.
You're like, we're friends, right?
We're friends. No, but she said she did it herself, or was a part of it, and that the like main cast they look like they were born for those roles.
I'm so curious to see who is in it.
Oh, that's exciting.
And I'm really curious to see how it's going to be brought to the screen in a way that it can be put on the screen.
She did say she's like rewriting and adding some scenes. I can imagine. Stuff. It's just
if it's basically just sex.
Yeah. I mean, if she didn't edit it, it would be a porno. So. Like I did the audiobook for it, so I have it on my YouTube, the first 7 chapters, and the 6 starts at chapter 5. Just
jumping right in.
We'll link it in the description to the chapters.
Just like it's 18 plus, guys. I did not censor myself at all, so it's right there.
So if you want to hear sex words come from Pixie's mouth, you can go listen to her audiobook. Oh yeah.
Oh I mean, our editor Alex had to edit that.
Oh my god!
Alex, did he say Alex has been through so much.
Props to a legend.
Alex.
Oh, poor Alex.
Did you warn him? Did you warn him?
Yes, I warned him.
Okay.
He just started listening.
Imagine he was like, all right, I'm ready to edit this, and then it just gets like steamier and steamier and steamier, and he's like, what the hell am I listening to?
I did warn him. Poor guy.
Oh my god.
That's so funny.
Props to Alex, a real icon in the LoveCast.
The real hero.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what rating do you think the show is going to have?
I think they're going to get it down to, probably 16. I mean, like, you can do, like, if you see, like, Tharn type and, what's the one with C?
Why are you?
Why are you? Yeah, that was, like, pretty.
My boy.
So they can do a lot with,
like, a 16.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
Well, what was Don't Say No? What rating did that end up being?
I don't know.
I think it was like the same as Tharn type and Why Are You? Because they didn't actually show anything.
They did a lot in that.
Yeah, but they didn't actually show anything.
They had a sex toy.
Yeah, but they didn't show it being used.
Wow! It was used, just not... No, okay. True. That's very true.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we've got so many spicy or spicier shows coming out. This is all just from like pilot episodes.
Yeah.
Episode zeros
check out is
and
one.
trailers. Yeah, check out Past Love in the Future is the new MAME one, and just from MAME, the fact that it's MAME is why I'm thinking that's going to be spicy.
Yeah.
Plus, like the images on IG have like a bit of a they're like what reds, pinks, blacks, like the whole sensual, sexy sort of colors.
Yeah.
You're My Sky trailer looked pretty spicy.
It's on Viki. I watched the first episode today. It has an R rating on Viki, so I guess it's good.
But I feel like any BL is actually R rated on Viki.
I don't usually watch them on Viki.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I might double check that. It's like MAR, like high end, and that's a whole other topic. Midnight Chicken is going to be spicy, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
From the...
That name throws me every time. I'm just like, how can I take that name seriously?
I know.
What?
Oh, I wonder what the nickname of that show is going to be. Or is it we're just going to stick with Midnight Chicken?
Every week hashtag Midnight Chicken the series F1. People are going to be so confused.
Like, people who don't know about BL, they're going to be so freaking confused by that.
They'll be like, is it a cooking show? Is it a, like...
Depends on what
Bed
you're
Friend.
Bed Friend is another one.
Bed Friend.
Oh. Yeah, it depends on what you're cooking, Pixie. I see what you did there. But yeah, and Bed Friend. They were the only ones I could think of off the top of my head. Yeah.
Oh, Between Us is coming.
Between Us will be... adding that to my list. Between Us is definitely going to be...
It's going to be spicy. You know it's going to be spicy.
It's going to be spicy. Like, but the thing is, so as much as I predict that we're going to get spicier BLs, and by spicy I mean there's going to be like actual kiss scenes, there will be sex scenes, or at least alluded sex scenes. Yeah.
Pan to goldfish.
Wait, where was it over that point? Oh, the goldfish.
The dead cat.
As much as I think there's going to be like super, super spicy BLs, I'm hoping that they do it well. They don't just throw it in for the fan service like you've spoken about before.
Right.
And I hope that they do it in a way that it's like, it's realistic to the story. So it's not just like spice. It's like, oh, it might be a bit sweet, or it might be like spicy because that's a spicy couple, or it might be like it's actually a part of the story for a reason. It's not just thrown
fan
in
service
for a kiss scene. It's not exactly. It's not just the fan service.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I'm hoping, but I do think that a good half of them are just going to be fan service because now they know that formula works. And then the other half is going to actually use it properly, like Bad Buddy is using the tension, the like what I would consider a bit spicy sort of scenes. They're using that really well. So I'm hoping we go kind of more Bad Buddy route than... As much as I love YRUNC and Saint, the last couple of episodes of
that's too much. Yeah. I do think like they've already realized that putting out shows with just like bed scenes aren't doing it for people. Like you need a story there. Like one of the like typical what like we like as women or men who enjoy BL, what typically draws us to BL is the story and the build up and everything. Like if we wanted porn, we would just go watch porn. There's a lot of porn out there. You can't just go and watch that. We want the story. Like the story is what is important. It's what like
the romance, like
the romance
BL,
and the build up.
I guess when you boil it down, it's the romance that you're there for. The characters, the story, the romance.
That's what interesting. So I think they've
With a little bit of
already,
spice.
I think they've already realized that like this is what we want, and they've realized that the audience isn't as young as they thought. Like they are earning more money on the adult audience than they are the younger ones. So they are pandering more to the adults than the younger ones.
We don't need just sex to enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's already been mentioned in previous episodes that the older fans have the money.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are going to buy your merch.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are going to spend $200-$300 on concerts.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And you see,
And
like,
fan
with the
meets and
fan
stuff,
meets
like-
and stuff, like, it's usually on the older end of the people who are joining for it. And you see, like, a lot of the content creators and people promoting these series are on the older 20 plus, right? There's not a lot of gain to pander to the younger audience.
Definitely. But yeah, that's one of my predictions. More spice.
More spice.
Yay!
Yeah. Kayla, did you have any predictions on your list?
So I feel like all of you guys had really educated predictions based on like things that we've seen before. And maybe some of mine are like that, but I feel like a lot of them I went just off of my intuition of things that are going to happen. So
Intuition is good.
Love that.
So, I mean, this first one, not so much. I said that I think one of the big BLs that are going to come out, I think is going to end up being really disappointing. I don't have a specific one in mind, but I feel like this always happens when we start hyping up a series way too early. And I have a feeling that one of these big series are going to just not give what they were supposed to give. And I don't have a specific one in mind, but I feel it in my bones.
Yeah.
The disappointment, I feel it.
I feel like that always happens, especially when there is like a highly anticipated pairing showing up in the show and stuff like that. And, you know, people build it up so much that there's no doubt that something somewhere
fail.
is going to lead to a disappointment in that sphere.
God, I hope it's not
Okay.
Between
Let's
Us.
do this.
Right?
Guys, let's do this. Of all the shows that you know are coming out, which one do you think is the one that's going to disappoint?
I don't even know what shows are coming out.
Let's just jinx it.
But I'm not going to say one that I want to
I
be
hope
good.
it's not Between Us, so I'll stick with that.
I don't want to jinx one that
Yeah.
I'm hoping is going to be good. So I won't say any of the Own Fluke series
Sorry.
because I know for a fact those are going to be good. It's most likely going to be something from GMMTV, I feel like, because for me those tend to lead to being disappointing. Maybe the Mike Top Tap series.
I was going to say
Mike Chris
that.
series.
Oh,
Freudian slip. I wanted it to be Top Tap, so Top Tap came out. The Mike Chris series, I feel like.
oh yeah.
I mean, those
I
are
feel like
two
at least
big
on the
GMMTV
pod.
names, but I don't know if I see it doing what it needs to do. I don't know.
I don't know if I can see the chemistry between them properly. Like, even the trailer was good, but I say good with like.
The trailer was good, but
I love the trailer. I have so high hopes for that show. You don't even know.
I don't know. I don't know
you,
if.
Pixie.
Yeah, I might have to go rewatch the trailer because I'm only going off like I only saw it during the showcase. I have not revisited it.
You should watch.
But I don't know how much I'm buying into chemistry between them. So I'm hoping that doesn't flop and make the show flop. Like, it's the at the end of the day, it's the acting and the chemistry that really, well, and obviously it needs to be a good story, but like, it's the acting and the chemistry that sells the show. Like, you can, like, I feel like if the script is kind of crap, if the acting's really, really
make it
good,
work sometimes,
the chemistry is really good, they can make it
They can at
work.
least
Yeah,
make the
but then you
chemistry
have
work.
Don't Say No, and it's just like,
See, I don't like, I've said this before, I don't hate Don't Say No as much as you hate Don't Say No, but because I think like some of the writing was okay. There were just there were issues with a good chunk of it. But yeah.
Oh no!
I'm not gonna lie, I hated that. But like, I would potentially rewatch Don't Say No at some point. But there are some shows that I'm like, everything gets an X, and I am not revisiting that. That was crap, and I'm just not going back. And so, yeah, and a big chunk of that is usually if the acting is really bad and the chemistry is stale. Like, I won't go back and rewatch.
Okay, so I am gonna predict that it's gonna be the chicken thing.
I think so too.
Chicken? No,
I think so
step
too.
out in the universe, Pixie.
That's what I was thinking.
The pain on Heather's face.
No, but you know why I'm saying this? It's going to be a major disappointment because they were amazing in A Tale of a Thousand Stars, and my hopes are sky high.
Yeah,
and it's not gonna take a lot to like fall off that ledge. So that's why I think it's gonna be them. I really hope it isn't Between Us because that show has been like. I need that to be good. I need it wholeheartedly to be good. It will.
Okay, so you'll say Midnight Chicken to hurt me because I said Between Us.
This is a personal vendetta moment right now.
Oh my gosh! Even if it was Between Us, I would just make up the excuse that it's camp, which makes it good.
Oh my god!
It's camp, so it's fine.
No. I will literally I will riot if it's Between Us.
Especially if
I'll riot if it's Midnight Chicken.
No, but Between Us, it's Spawn and Prem. It's
love them.
until we meet. I need this to be good.
I feel it.
But no, it's especially hard because we've been waiting so long knowing it was supposed to happen. Like, we've known this was going to happen since Until We Meet Again ended. So it's been, going on 2-3 years that we've known that the series was going to happen. So the buildup has been building.
Plus the little YouTube shorts or whatever it is that they're calling it were good and cute. And they've made me even more excited for the season, for the series. Like,
and the author is a really good author. She's really good.
Yeah, okay.
I need this to be take
that away from me.
Fine.
If this...
Do I need to take it back?
Yes!
Take it back from the universe.
But I will say this.
Take back Midnight Chicken.
I will say this. If it's bad, if Between Us is bad, it better not be. But if it is, it's gonna be on the director.
Blame it on New
already. Because the story is good. We already know that.
Going after him.
The actors are amazing. We already know this. It's gonna be 100% on the director.
Okay.
So New, Director New, we're watching you.
I have my eyes.
Oh, that's a terrifying threat. We're watching you.
Not really, but
you better not disappoint me.
Pixie will be watching.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
That's so funny.
My aggression
I
is
feel
coming
like, I might take it back and I might say maybe Past Love in the Future is going to be disappointing. We all think it's going to be Leon, Pob, or at least Smart James. And if it is, we might be disappointed.
Yeah, but Mame always finds a way to disappoint me.
But
so
I'm kind of
my expectations aren't that high.
It's a given.
Okay. Moving on. Do we have any? Kayla,
before we keep yelling,
do you have another point?
Yeah. So keep in mind that I wrote this in December, so it's kind of coming true. But the next point I had was, or prediction is that Not Me is going to be an instant hit based solely off in Gunn's acting. And I feel like even if the plot ends up falling through, I think they'll redeem it and cause enough of a stir that it will be like definitely not as popular as Together, but I think it's going to get like very close to that level for people.
I could see that.
But yeah, it's kind of already becoming popular, but I feel like it's going to get even more popular as the series progresses.
Yeah. We've only gotten 3 episodes still so far as of the time that we're recording this. So I feel like there's still a lot more of the story to unfold and keep bringing people in. And, you know, the nature of the story and the statements that they're making with it, I feel like definitely have the potential to expand beyond the typical BL sphere in the same way that Together did, but for different reasons, because I feel like this is kind of making political statements that people might be picked up on that don't typically tune into BL because they see it as not having a lot of substance or whatever. So, you know, it kind of has aspects of it that can reach out to different audiences. So I can definitely see that happening.
You know, I have a prediction that just popped into my head. I think that Drake is gonna get better roles.
I hope
this
so.
year.
Oh, I hope.
Hopefully.
I hope
like
so.
He's been growing really steadily. Like he's one of the people that's just steadily been rising up.
He kind of pops up here and there.
Views. Yeah.
I would love to see him get another main role. Like or a bigger role at least, because I feel like the last like 2 or so years he had like the secondary role in Together, but I feel like since then he's been popping up more as like support roles. So I'd love to see him take up a bigger role in a series again, whether it's BL or not BL. I want to see more of him because I think he does have a lot to offer.
He does.
I don't know if you
he's still really quite young.
Yeah, he's like
so
20,
he's got a lot of
21?
like he's got a lot of
22?
growing potential.
I think he's
still
22.
as well. There's growth in older, but like he's at an age in the industry where he could just, and he probably is currently, soak up so much and learn so much. And he's just, I would love to see him get the opportunity to really show what he's learned and how he's developed and like really show off his acting skills. And yeah, that would be really exciting.
He's so funny too. I feel like he could do
he is.
a great different variety of characters. I don't know if you all saw that clip from The Player that was going around on Twitter where he was I guess like like a
I was like,
he's young, and I was just like, Drake.
That's hot, but it's young. He's young.
But I feel like that speaks to how he's the type of person I feel that could jump into a lot of different roles, whether it be the goofy, obnoxious corn that he's playing in Bad Buddy, or like a cowboy situation, whatever's going on in The Player. Like, I feel like he has a lot of versatility that he does. I know he's going to be a Mama Go,
yeah.
This the male stripper one. So I guess we'll wait to see him in
Is that still happening?
Yeah, is that recently started filming it. So I think it's it's still happening as far as I know.
Still happening.
Yeah, I haven't heard any news about it, so I was just like, but it's not a BL. It just has a lot of
male
BL
strippers
boys in it.
It just has a lot of attractive
male BL
BL boys.
That
is literally going to be the only reason we probably end up watching it. No, that's not going to be the only reason.
It's like a Thai version.
It's going to be the only reason I watch it.
That'll be the reason
I'll just be honest.
It was like too many men for me.
That one's not for me.
No, but guys, top tap. Dancing.
Oh,
that is true.
Top tap.
Okay, yeah.
Sold.
Yeah.
It's all Pixie face.
Yeah.
Just watch his parts.
I'm with you there, Pixie. That's just
the top tap cut.
Top tap just
needs a top tap cut.
YouTube top tap cut.
So, my next prediction is that we're going to see more actors signing under GMMTV within the next year. And my guess is that they'll come over from either Nadao or Domundi, and I think that they will all be familiar faces. Like, I don't think we're going to really see anyone new. I also think Studio Wabi Sabi might sign someone new, but I think we will all know who they are.
Interesting. Kind of like what happened with June, how he just like showed up on the GMMTV. I mean, good for him.
True. Everyone lost their mind. Yeah. I was also one of the people that lost their mind when he signed with GMMTV.
I am so here for him being under GMMTV. Like, the trailer of the show he's in looks amazing.
I mean, I think it's awesome that he, you know, he's a new artist under GMMTV and he's already got a lead role in a series, because I feel like a lot of the times they start the newer actors out in support roles or in like the shows that are clearly made for some of the newer actors, like that other school one that they're releasing next year. But he kind of just like jumped right in with like some veteran actors, which is pretty awesome. So I guess because he is also an actor that has previously acted in shows that a lot of people are familiar with, that might help as well. But
yeah, and I mean, he had popularity enough to go to China and
almost
try to do that show. Yeah. He almost did it. So obviously he has the following to kind of get that position without like proving himself. So yeah, I enjoy it. But how many BL boys is GMMTV gonna have?
All of them.
How many?
Until they have all of them.
A lot.
Did you see at the showcase, the beginning PowerPoint where they're like, look at what we've done, look at like what our shares are like look at how many like people we're reaching, like basically look at us, look at our growth and where we can go and what we've already done.
I mean,
they're really
GMM as a whole is like the biggest production company, even beyond GMMTV, like GMM Grammy, like the music side of things, like they're the biggest production company in Thailand. So I feel like as an actor, if you have the opportunity to be under GMMTV, that's like a very probably big thing for them. So it wouldn't surprise me if, you know, people had the opportunity to go over there, that they would take it.
Yeah,
I think, and go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that they really embraced the international audience. Like when they saw they were there, they really embraced it.
That is one thing they do well. There are things that they don't do as well, but I mean they know how to work the market and they know how to work the international market, and so I think that is a big benefit for a lot of the actors who are under the company, at least the male actors. You know, I do have a big quip with GMMTV in the way that they treat their females under their the women under their company, but it's a topic for another day. So, you know.
Yeah. I was going to say the downside of there being more new actors, I think, is the older ones are going to get pushed to the side. For example, Fiat. I know Fiat has been very upset.
I'm salty about that.
Okay, GMMTV can have someone from Nadal, and then Nadal can take Fiat, and like someone can take him in and give him a lot of work because he deserves that.
He's amazing. He's amazing. He's
talented in so many different ways.
Not utilizing his talent.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're gonna see more GMMTV artists sort of moving out of the company as well if they're not given the work. So it's gonna be interesting to see how things shift around.
Yeah, I mean, if you're bringing in so many new people and you only have the capacity to produce so many things a year, then obviously people are going to not get the shine that they need or feel they deserve or do deserve, and they're going to look elsewhere. So I feel like it's just kind of the natural move and growing of a company like that. You know, there's so many artists that are under GMMTV, and you know, we only see like, I feel like a handful of them showing up in over and over again in certain series. So, you know, I would be fed up if I was in Fiat's position and felt like I was just waiting all the time for opportunities, you know?
Yeah, and literally being given crumbs, if anything.
Yeah. And like the fans as well, they're just sitting there waiting and nothing's happening. And I'm curious of how they're going to handle like BrightWin. If they're sort of out of the BL space now, are they going to go back in because they are sort of the golden boys of BL, or was until F4? But they're doing a great job in F4 as well. But I wonder if it's going to carry over the fans and the fame.
I feel like F4 kind of works because it's not a BL, but they are still in it together and they act together. But beyond that, you know, I don't know if they'll continue to put them in shows like that where it might not necessarily be BL, but they're still together, so it keeps the fans happy, or if they'll just try and ease them into slowly doing things separately. I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting to see how they'll go with them.
Yeah. See, I feel like they might be, because they're so popular together, I feel like GMM might actually try to see if the BrightWin pairing will work outside of BL. So they might put them in just Lacorns.
Yeah.
Lacorns. But make sure that they're together, even if like they're both not mains, one of them's a main, but the other one's still in. Or like they might push them out into music, and they might become like a duo in music, and obviously like your advertising and stuff, but they might not be a BL pairing anymore. In the traditional sense of BL pairings, and they might see how that goes, and then we might see further.
Because if they get them into
going that route,
if they get them into sort of the mainstream, the straight scene, as we can call it, it will draw in all the people who only watch
the general public. Kind of.
The general public. And it will draw in the BL fans because they are fans of BrightWin.
They get both
so
audiences.
They will earn a lot more by pushing them into more,
And then like if they do like cameos in BLs as a pairing, then they only need to do a cameo to keep the BL, I guess, a good
fans
chunk of
happy.
the BL fans happy, and then they just go back to doing whatever the hell they're doing over there, but still as a pairing and still making money. Like, maybe that's my prediction for the next, maybe not 2022, but like
some master brain marketing from GMMTV on that one.
I can basically guarantee that we're not gonna get another full BL show with BrightWin.
I don't think so.
Not happening.
I mean,
I don't think so.
No.
Anything they
are gonna
after
ride the together wave.
was such a phenomenon that I feel like it's kind of like what you said about A Tale of a Thousand Stars. Anything they do afterwards is just not going to hit the same.
Gonna be a letdown.
So I think, you know, they're trying to be smarter and, like Heather said, kind of putting them together in things still that are outside the BL sphere, so they still keep the fans, but not necessarily doing a BL itself again.
Yeah.
I guess that was kind of a prediction, a BrightWin-esque prediction.
That's the death of BrightWin, but they're not really.
The BL death of BrightWin.
No.
BrightWin are not dying. Disclaimer.
Please don't
that's
cancel
an interesting
us.
I'm just muting myself.
This is a very interesting episode when you need to put disclaimers that actors aren't dying.
Right? It's like last episode we were like, Coco is not dead.
Maybe we should say BrightWin transformation.
Sinking.
Not the death of BrightWin.
I'm crying.
The evolution of BrightWin, maybe.
That's much better.
They are a beast that's evolved.
They're like Pokemon. Next evolution.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yep.
What else do you have on your list, Kayla?
So I will explain this one after I say it. I think another popular BL pairing is going to have a falling out.
Oh.
Again, I don't have a specific one in mind, but I do think it will happen publicly, and most people will be on one of their sides. And I say this because I feel like this happens at least once a year, or has happened at least once a year since I've been like in the BL sphere. And I think that a big reason for it is going to be that they like feel pressured by fans to do fan service, and I think that pressure is going to like boil over.
Yeah,
and then
that just
make a pairing like break up. Really?
It made me think of Om and Nanan.
Sorry, missed that.
Because that's kind of already happening. Like, there's been a lot of stuff going on lately about how Om apparently rumored has a girlfriend, and the fans are already starting to enter that sphere of, how could you do this while Bad Buddy is still airing? But, you should have been like that type of thing.
God.
And
yeah, but that happened to Afghan too, and they are still
But
it was rocky for a while.
I feel like Om and Nanan have the way that they've talked about their friendship has led a lot of people like very easily into the Delulu territory, because they've been, you know, there's quotes of Om saying, you know, I had to consider if I had romantic feelings for him. I realized that I loved him, and they've called each other soulmates and that kind of stuff. And obviously, like, anyone with a brain can tell that they are talking from a very close platonic standpoint. Passive, but, you know, people take those
with a little bit of like fan service spice.
And people take that little bit of fan service and run with it. And I feel like people have kind of taken their relationship and put it 0 to 100 in the like BL pairing sphere. So I worried that because they've been so open with how special they feel their friendship is, people are going to take advantage of that and lead to that friendship, you know, hitting a breaking point. But that's just who came to mind, because they've had like some inklings of stuff happening already. But
it might not be like a temporary thing either. It might just be like the off gun where it's rocky, but I don't know. Like, I feel like it has to happen at least once a year. It's like annual.
Feel it in your waters.
Tainu had their big falling out, and they've started doing a lot of stuff together again recently. True. So, you know.
Maybe it's just kind of like, it's like the natural progression of like really good friends being a BL pairing, is that this kind of needs to happen
too. Friendships also fight. Friends also fight. So like, it's kind of like what we talked about with the Mike Top Tap situation. Like, they could have quarreled completely outside of anything BL related, and because they're in the BL sphere, it just got blown up in that context. But, you know, like friends fight. Friends have big fights where they don't talk for long periods of time, and then they come back together. So
exactly.
But, you know, when you add the BL
Mike
pairing
and Top Tap wouldn't have been a problem if it wasn't for the fans. They actually didn't say anything themselves.
Yeah, nothing was released about it too.
Top Tap only made a comment like to tell people to stop asking because he doesn't know
comments are being made. So yeah, but you're right.
And
it does happen like once a year, I feel like.
Yeah,
it does.
That's so true.
Yeah. Do you think there is going to be like any drama from the Korean side?
I don't think like this.
I feel like
we've had the in
fan
Taiwan
service in the way that the Thai BL sphere does, you know? And maybe it's just because KBL is still very, at least in the Korean market, it's still very on the low-key side still, so they don't have the same amount of
but they're
promotion
no
and stuff.
Strangers to fan service in K-pop culture.
Yeah.
But it's a bit different in K-pop culture opposed to KBL culture, because KBL culture is still quite new. And K-pop culture, I guess, it's seen as part and parcel, that you will have some form of fan service, whereas in the KBL culture, it's not seen as part and parcel.
Yeah, but I'm thinking we predicted that idols are going to start coming a bigger part of KBL. So is it gonna push over? Yeah.
Unless it's like it's too far over, because it's a BL, opposed to just like bandmates. Like the context, do you think maybe they won't because of the context?
They might want the idols to kind of distance themselves to the BL of it, even though they're in the show. Just because even in the fan service of idols, when they're doing their shows and stuff, it's still not like like there's still a question mark, right? It's not obvious, but if you're doing fan service in the BL sphere, it's more like, okay, this is what we're doing.
Yes. Yeah, context.
Yeah, I think that fan service and any type of shipping that comes from K-pop is a lot more coming from the fans and them interpreting things, whereas in BL, it's a marketing tactic that the companies and the actors and the people involved themselves like use knowingly. So I think, I mean, obviously, like you said, there is some aspect of fan service in the idol industry that is, you know, encouraged, but
part of the marketing.
I think that a lot of it does also come from fans interpreting interactions and stuff in a way. Whereas in Thai BL and other BL spheres, we know that that fan service marketing is very, very deliberate. So,
yeah. Like they probably literally sit them down and say, hey,
post this
what are your
today and this
they
type
might
of
not
photo.
even, but I hope they do. Like, hey, what are your boundaries and how far can we push it?
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll see. It's going to be interesting to see how the two Korean media marketing and BL media marketing converge as KBLs continue to keep coming out.
Yeah, I'm curious about the Japanese BLs as well, because Japan is such a conservative country to begin with. Like even in just normal shows, they don't show a lot of skinship and all of that. So I'm interested if they'll, because the BL, like the dangerous drugs and whatnot,
dangerous
BL,
drugs of
like
sex
that
or...
was that was pretty, like that's like, if you think like Japan, like it's on the complete other side. Like you've never seen anything so graphic.
Yeah. I watched that not expecting what it was going to be about, and I was shocked. I had to keep pausing.
Literally me!
I read the yaoi, so I knew exactly what I was going into, but I was like, still shocked.
Thank God I have headphones on. Holy
I put my headphones in.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, did you start it without headphones?
I don't usually watch stuff with headphones, so...
Yeah.
Oh,
at some point I was like...
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's but like it's interesting because they have a lot of they play a lot of on like the mental drama, psychological dramas, and they go really deep, and that's not something you see in BLs often because it's really superficial, a lot of it, honestly. So like to the depth that Japanese BL is going into is kind of interesting, but they're on two, like you have Given on one side, like there's barely a kiss, and then you have the dangerous drugs and sex, like it's on two different sides
I feel
of
like
the
I've
spectrum.
seen a lot of people say that Japanese BL falls on one of two extremes. It's either like Cherry Magic, Keita Hatsukoi Given, and then like the pornographer, dangerous drugs of sex, everything in like that end of the spectrum.
I guess it's
no
also,
middle ground.
It's also like, what do you consider as BL and what do you consider as LGBT? Media, because I know that a lot of people don't consider some of those shows as BL.
That's very true.
Yeah,
that's very true.
Yeah, I'm like, I saw the Cornered Mouse one. I would consider that Dreams of Cheese. Yeah, I would consider that queer media, while like Dangerous Drugs is a BL, even though it's...
I haven't seen either of those, so I can't differentiate.
It has like, it has like BL elements of it.
Yeah. But like, again, I read the yaoi, like it is a BL. So, but yeah. No, it's gonna be interesting to see where Japan falls on this, because are they gonna come out with something that's like a little more middle ground, or are they just gonna go for it?
Yeah. We'll see. Interesting. Yeah. It's interesting to think about. Like, yeah, what are we going to see? Because
Every country sort of have their own like subgenre kind of thing of BL. So it's so distinct what you're gonna get from each country right now.
And even if there's variety, there's a very specific way they even film it and edit it. Like you can watch. Well, I feel like you can just take like three different BLs. Or sorry, 3 BLs with like roughly the same type of story rating, that type of thing, from like Korea, Japan, and Thailand, and you watch it for 2 minutes, and you can probably tell straight away
which country
like
it's
no
from.
noise, like you could just tell straight away what country it's from. Like they have a very distinct way of like production in each country, and it would be really interesting to see, I guess, if that stays distinct as well, or if as they start pumping out more, and are they going to start kind of blending into each other and borrowing certain tropes, certain filming I
get what you mean. I think like the cultural aspect will
completely
still be
left
there.
my brain that word.
The cultural aspect will still be there, but I think also like the world is getting smaller, and like these countries are getting more influence from outsiders. Like more people are moving about, more people are we're getting mixed together, all of us. So I think it's going to be really slow. Like this is not something that's going to happen.
We're going to see in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
It's going to take a while. Well, they're also or at least in Thailand, they're so like set in their way of what a BL looks like and what works. And so it is the random little like indie companies that are trying a couple of different things.
It's so funny because in Thai BL you have like everyone does the exact same thing, and then there's like this outlier that comes in and just like revolutionizes everything, and everyone is so hyped, and then everyone falls down.
So it's like, I agree. It's going to take a while for other countries, I guess, to for it to like kind of influence other countries and stuff. But
but I do think like the outside influence already has happened. Like you see in Thai BLs and stuff, they have changed a lot of how they do stuff because of the influence of the international watchers. Like
true.
Yeah.
Like we actually have characters saying that they're gay or that they're bisexual. It's not just like I only like you.
Yeah, and they started moving away from the husband-wife thing.
That as well, yeah.
And I think a lot of people who produce BLs are tired of seeing that too. And hearing that, so they want to do something different.
Yeah, I think companies and producers do want to do something different, but you know they're so locked in by where they can get what they can get funds for that's what makes change so hard to happen.
True.
Yeah, and they have a lot of sponsors, and I think a lot of sponsors also hold them to like a limit. Like you can't do this or this if I'm going to sponsor your show, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do we have more?
I mean, since we were talking about Japanese BL, I have one of my things that I would like to see this year. I really want to see more angsty Japanese BLs. And I think we might get them just because Japan is so good at angsty dramas. So just add BL onto it and it's even sadder and more tragic. But yeah, I really want to see that since we were talking about Japanese BLs.
I agree.
I'd love to see that too.
Give me the tears.
I want more angst.
Angst, yes.
Give me the yearning. I want the yearning.
I want to cry.
And make it available for international viewers.
That's very important.
Put
it on
yearning
Viki.
and access. That's all I ask for.
But Vicky and Gaga Ulala has been really picking up all of these shows, so that's good. We're getting a second one of a man who defies the world of BL.
Yeah,
I'm so excited for that. So excited for that.
Yes, me too.
Another one of my things that I want to see is I want Oh My Sunshine Night to flourish. Yes. I want it to pop off. I want Fluke to garner more attention. But that's very much just my bias.
Thinking. Yeah, we are manifesting hit drama for Oh My Sunshine Night. I'm gonna get our man Peter Pan on the sphere, make him in the next big thing. Fluke, they're already flourishing, but they can always deserve more,
They deserve everything.
That's why I was like, I refuse to say that an Fluke drama is going to be one of the letdowns next year, because I have such high hopes for that series. And I really want it to do well. And I know that they do have a huge audience behind it already, because the Mind Blue fandom is just like insane, and how much they put behind Fluke, and it's really cool to see. But I hope that it really reaches a good audience and does really well.
You know what hit me right now? We haven't even mentioned, what do you like, Kim Porsche?
Oh, yeah, Kim Porsche is happening.
Yeah, that's been huge. People are they've been
that's true
hyping this show for forever.
What if that was the disappointment?
Oh no,
Pixie, now you put it out there. God. Pixie's like, I kind of hope it flops.
Karma.
Petty. I love it.
Tiny bit.
She's like, I just never got her merch.
Well, but oh yeah, fair. Different production company though. Different production company. Before we wrap it up, I have to put it out into the universe. Light on Me season 2.
Yeah.
It's not. It's an I want it so bad prediction. It's not even really a prediction. It's a I must put it out into the universe.
I feel like they're keeping the characters alive because they had the appearance in the others, the drama by the same company.
Snake 3.
So they're keeping the characters alive. I feel like it'd be really easy for them to do another season. I mean, they have to know the audience the show has behind it, and I feel like if they're going to keep the characters alive in that way, there has to be something there.
If season 2 comes along, then it's a cheating plot, and you're just like.
But it's a KBL. It might not have any form of cheating plot. And also, I will say this: I don't mind certain cheating plots. I will argue for some of them, but majority of the Thai ones, crap. But I think that in... that's a whole other conversation. But I think that in the KBLs, it might not be a cheating plot, because season 2s of just K-dramas in general, there are some
season 2s.
And there are some that do have them, and they're not cheating plots. Or if it is a cheating plot, the whole show is literally built on cheating. But the fact that K-dramas don't usually have a season 2 makes me think that Light on Me season 2 potentially won't happen. But I desperately want it to happen. I desperately want more of everyone in the show.
I mean, they do have a lot of freedom, considering they made the show out of it's based on
the dating sim.
The dating sim, a game. They pretty much came up with the whole story themselves, and just took the characters. So they have a lot of room to do whatever they want.
Yeah, and then we've also got the kind of cliffhanger at the end of season 1 with the teacher, and the teacher actually has a full BL,
that's true.
Written off the character from the dating sim.
Yeah.
The teacher's technically Sunny, I believe, and Sunny has his own full-on story BL.
That's true. It looked like they were kind of playing off the teacher at the end there, that something's gonna happen there, so they might just run with that for season 2 and have the BL couple
cameos
as
I would
cameos.
so be fine. Yeah, and that would be awesome. Or even if it's it's a split story, and it's half the teacher, half the college life of Taekyung and Shinu.
Just keep them in for the fluff, and then have the teacher's plotline. Yeah,
be a little more mature, and that would be cool.
Yeah, I
like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are pretty
Manifesting.
cute. Like their scene in Best Mistake 3
Oh,
is
please.
so cute. Like
The way
dude.
my face hurt because I was smiling so much. Like that whole show just makes me so warm.
Just their
inside,
teasing
and
back and forth is just like, oh my god.
the pouting.
Like
the
why?
pouting.
Like it makes me sad that we didn't get like more of them as a couple in Light on Me.
Right? Yeah. And it's just young love. So sweet. I need more of that in my life.
It's like
On my TV screen.
Yeah,
I have love in my life. Don't get me wrong. But
do we need to talk to your husband?
Couples therapy.
LoveCast style. Oh, I'm getting red now. But I remember I want to see cute fluffy shit on my screen.
Yeah, I get it.
I want like cute fluffy romances.
Yep.
That just make me warm inside. Like,
Yep.
I would like that. The world's a bit shit at the moment, so I'd like some stuff that makes me feel warm.
For sure.
We just want to smile.
Yeah. And I feel like if they can give us Light on Me season 2, they're going to create a lot more smiling, a lot more happiness in the world. So they should just do
One
it.
more smiling and happiness for Heather specifically. So we
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh my god. Okay, guys, and that's it for our episode this week. We want to know what your 2022 BL predictions are, so don't forget to comment on this video or head on over to our Twitter and let us know. Or you can even join our Discord server and get in on all the fun conversations happening over there. We've already crowned our majesties of memes and gifs and a detective. Who knows who's next? If you enjoyed this episode, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this episode with your BL loving friends. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, where we love to interact with everyone. Links can be found in the episode description. If you'd like to support the podcast and help us to continue creating and releasing episodes, you can join our Patreon, where you'll receive exclusive access to Patreon only. I can't speak today. I'm sorry. Where you'll receive exclusive access to the Patreon-only Discord server channels, guest announcements, early extra clips that didn't make it to the final episodes, and more. You can also send us tip on coffee if you're unable to commit to monthly support, or even check out our merch shop. lovecastpodcast.com. Any help is greatly appreciated. Thanks for joining us again this week, and we look forward to discussing all things 2022 BL with you. So until next week, bye.
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 Okay, we're done for today.
That's our episode for today.
Bye.
Oh my god.
Oh, I
God, I'm like sweating. You're making me laugh too much.
I'm sweating too.
Breathe.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's the
Maybe that's a whole
angelic
other topic.
energy in me today.
Yeah. You're rebelling against the angelic energy that the light is
Maybe
giving
my
you.
room will get darker if I talk a little nasty.